Established hackers are having their capabilities tested to the maximum as a result of the increased level of competitiveness brought about by a new generation of promising young pitchers establishing their name in the game. Bear with us because we're going to show you the ranking top 10 pitchers in MLB for 2023. When it comes to starting pitchers, demand is almost always higher than supply. As a result, elite starting pitchers are consistently the most in-demand commodity on the free agent market throughout the offseason. Clayton Kershaw, a future Hall of Famer, is also hitting the open market once again after signing a one-year deal last winter. Jacob DeGrom, Justin Verlander, and Carlos Rodon are the three players who are expected to do opt out of their current contracts and lead this year's free agent class. The amount of money that teams are ready to pay surprising standouts like Tyler Anderson and Martin Perez, who have both significantly outperformed their previous levels of output, is equally compelling subplot to the question of where those accords will go. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, let's get started. Number 10. Jacob DeGrom. A sound the case for Jacob DeGrom placing even higher on the list of the MLB's top pitchers is compelling. He has missed the start of the 2022 season owing to a stress reaction in his right scapula, and the last two seasons have been plagued by injuries. When healthy, DeGrom made only 11 starts, recording a 3.08 ERA, 0.75 WHIP, and a ridiculous 102-8 strikeout-to-walk ratio in 64.1 innings. Additionally, he recorded 39 straight starts with 3 or fewer earned runs allowed, which is a Major League Baseball record. DeGrom chose to opt out of his contract with the Mets after the season and instead signed a 5-year, $185 million deal with the Texas Rangers. His velocity, control, and deceptive delivery are expected to make him one of the finest pitchers in MLB once he is healthy. Number 9. Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider, a pitcher with the Atlanta Braves, had a strong rookie year in 2022, going 11 for 5, 2.67 ERA, 1.00 WHIP, and 202 strikeouts in 131.2 innings. Strider throws his fastball almost two-thirds of the time, and although being only 6'0", he exhibits tremendous extension on his deliveries. Only late in May 2022 did he join the starting rotation, and he gave up just 86 hits for an opponent's batting average of 180. Strider's domination earned him a spot on the list despite pitching fewer innings than the other top 10 pitchers. In October, the Braves signed him to a 7-year agreement. Number 8. Shane McClanahan. Shane McClanahan made his Major League Baseball debut in 2022 postseason and left a lasting impression throughout his rookie campaign in 2021, posting a 10 for 6 record, a 3.43 ERA, and 141 strikeout in 123 plus one-third innings. In 2022, he improved his performance to the point that he was chosen for All-Star Game. His fastballs near the top of the zone have really improved. He can now throw curveballs with a few inches of the vertical drop, and his changeup has significantly improved. McClanahan led the American League in SO/9 strikeout-to-walk ratio and wins above replacement as he concluded the season 12 for 8 with a 2.54 ERA, 194 strikeouts, and wins above replacement. Number 7. Inwais Nola. After having a fantastic 2022 season, Aaron Nola, a streaky player, is now one of the finest pitchers in MLB. In 32 starts and 205 innings, he finished with an 11 for 13 record, a 3.25 ERA, and 235 strikeouts. He started in several crucial playoff games for the Phillies, including the victory that sealed the playoffs and Game 2 of the National League Wild Card Series. He also led the majors in strikeout-to-walk ratio. In the World Series Games 1 and 4 of the 2022, Nola started but failed to finish. Regardless, he has top-notch control and execution making him one of the finest in the game. Number 6. Robert Woodruff. In order to avoid arbitration, Brandon Woodruff agreed to $10.8 million, one-year deal with the Milwaukee Brewers in 2022. He pitched 153.1 innings with a 3.05 ERA and 190 ratio 4-2 K ratio BB ratio in 2022. Despite having a history of injuries, Woodruff remains one of MLB's top pitchers when healthy. Most of the time, he is able to keep the ball in the strike zone, but battlers with a high swing and miss rate are most troubled by his four-seam fastball. After blasting Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw out of the park during 2018 postseason, Woodruff blasted just the third home run ever by a relief pitcher. Number 5. Ohtani Shohei. Superstar pitcher Shohei Ohtani of the Two-Way Angels turned up a remarkable performance in 2022. He had a record of 15 for 9, a 2.33 ERA, a 1.01 WHIP, 219 strikeouts in 166 innings, and 10 double-digit strikeout starts. Ohtani came in 4th place for the AL Young Award and 2nd place for the AL MVP. With his offensive toolbox of the four-seam fastballs, curves, cutters, sliders, and a split-fingered fastball, he is capable of doing it all. His splitter in particular is the most damaging pitch in MLB and nearly impossible to hit for hitters. Aside from pitching, he has one of the best bats in the league, thanks to his incredible power, which he can improve with to his build. Number 4. Theo Verlander. Without a question, Justin Verlander is headed for the Hall of Fame. He won the ALCY Young Award for the 3rd time in his career in 2022 with a final record of 18 for 4, a 1.75 ERA, a 0.83 WHIP, and 185 strikeouts in 175 innings pitched. Even though Verlander isn't as dominant as he once was, he can still throw a pitch with devastating speed, especially in big games when he typically performs best when the stakes are highest. He keeps moving up the list of the top pitchers in the baseball contemporary period. He has won the World Series twice and will compete for a 4th CY Young Trophy. Number 3. Robert Burns. Corbin Burns is still among the top pitchers in MLB and among the finest performers in the baseball over the past 10 years, despite not repeating his 2021 CY Young Award season. With a 3.07 ERA, 0.97 WHIP, and a 30.5% K in 2022, despite losing more than half a point on his ERA and experiencing a 5-point decline in his strikeout percentage, he had an outstanding season. He had an abnormally high home run rate and a 5.29 ERA and a 5-start streak later in the season. His cutter, one of the most lethal pitches in the game, has a 17.4% swinging strike percentage, and his pitch mix has remained constant. Number 2. Gerrit Cole. Gerrit Cole is untouchable on the field, thanks to the deadly combination of his strong fastball and his off-speed repertoire. He finished the 2022 season with a 13.8 record, a 3.50 earned run average, and an MLB-leading 257 strikeouts. However, he also led the AL in home runs allowed with 33. Because he gives up the 2nd most home runs in the Major League Baseball, he can be quite pricey. As a result of this, Cole set a new record for the most strikeouts in a single season for the Yankees and became the first right-handed pitcher in the history of the team to lead all of the Major League Baseball in strikeouts in a season. The opposing batter's worst nightmare is facing Cole's style of pitching. The knuckle curve, changeup, and four-seam and two-seam fastballs are all included in its repertoire. The year 2022 marked the debut of his cut fastball, which contributed to the overall improvement of his game. The most effective part of the Cole's arsenal is his deadly slider. Number 1. Sandy Alcantara. Sandy Alcantara was a workhorse for the Miami Marlins in 2022, finishing with a 14-for-9 record, a 2.28 earned run average, 0.98 walks allowed per 9 innings, and 207 strikeouts. He led the major leagues in the innings pitched, that becomes 228.2, and complete games, that is 6. Because Alcantara possesses the ability to improve as the game progresses. He typically pitches for a longer period of time than the majority of the other pitchers. The Marlins have a better record anytime he takes them on because of his strong competitiveness and the tremendous value he brings to the team. Because of his lanky build, he has the ability to be highly deceiving, and he often unleashes devastating fastballs and sinkers that can reach speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. Alcantara was the first pitcher in Miami Marlins franchise history to win the National League Cy Young Award. He also led all pitchers with 8.0 WAR and was the unanimous winner of the award in 2022. Even though Alcantara does not have the highest strikeout rate, he is the best pitcher in Major League Baseball for the 2023 season because he has outstanding numbers across the board and has pitched a significant volume of innings deep into games. Hope you liked today's video. Thanks for watching.